Come on, run the play, let's go.
Set, hot. My name's Michael Akins, I'm number 11, and I play center.
I'm Travis Brown, and I play fullback and inside linebacker.
Jay Rosen, number 13, I play quarterback and corner and safety.
I'm Matt Harmon, number 15. I play defensive left end and center.
Donnie McKillop, number 16, play quarterback and inside linebacker.
Matt Hannafy, number 17, I'm playing running back.
Luke Turner, number 20, play right guard.
Chris Flaherty, 21, flanker and defensive end.
Brian Boyce, 25, wide receiver.
I'm Travis Keene, number 27, I play tight end.
Dan Adam, 32, wide out.
Lena Lashkar, number 37, linebacker, running back, and tight end.
AJ Moffitt, 41, I play right guard and defensive outside backer.
My name's Trevor Keene, I'm number 44, and I play left tackle.
Chris Holmer, number 45, and I play fullback.
My name's Oscar Carney, number 47, I play offensive tackle.
My name is Ethan Yang, I play fullback, linebacker, and defensive tackle.
Grant Martin, number 60, tight end.
Reynolds, 63, running back on offense and corner on defense.
Victor, 66, play guard on offense and tackle on defense.
Nick Wood, 71, tackle both ways.
Girardi, 74, tackle.
Randy Reed, 86, safety. Chris Parker, 87, cornerback. Jake Rayfield, number 91, play offensive and defensive player.
Melon Miller, play defensive tackle and guard.
And it's going to be Rancho Penasquitos Marauders against the Poway Wolfpack, and a short kick. Midget football you're watching, and I'm Greg Porter for George Landman Video Sports Productions. The Marauders of Rancho Penasquitos, they are in a yellow and red color jerseys, and over in the green and the gray is Poway. On the kick, the Marauders will have it, and they will start off first down at 10 at the 45-yard line. The quarterback is Mike Hansen underneath the center. He got a full house backfield, and he's going to hand it off to the deep man, and that's Anthony Allen. Al Garcia and Chris Cadell out of the Palomar Conference. Mike Hansen is the quarterback, number 10, number 20, Anthony Allen, number 21, Anthony Ferrazzo, the wide receiver. And he is split out wide to the right. And they pitch it out to Allen. Allen looking for running room along the right side. Doesn't find much as he's dragged down on the play. Coming over there, a host of players for the Wolfpack to make the stop. Ryan Richter was over there also on a play. Let's get the rest of the lineup for the Marauders. It's going to be number 32, Mark Everts. He's a wide receiver. He'll play cornerback. Number 36, George Zarafili. He's a running back and a safety. Number 38, Bo Cervantes is a cornerback. On third down and 7, Hansen is going to hand it off, and the run goes up the middle, and they're close to first down yardage, if not the first down. The carry going to the fullback, Nigel Thomas. As you can tell by now, it is a wet and rainy day up here in the Rancho Penasquitos area. No score, 8:01 and a clock running down here in the first quarter. First down was gained on that run by Thomas. And Hansen looking at a new set of downs. Man, he's going to hand it off, this time to Thomas again. Thomas trying to carry tacklers with him, but cannot find much off the right side. In the driving rain up here, as it was raining in the county yesterday. There was a fumble on that play, so now the Wolfpack have it, and it's understandable. It is going to be a day where it is going to be slippery going and tough to handle the football on a first pitch out. They don't get anything on that one. It's going to be a big loss. Let's get the rest of the lineup for the Marauders. Number 40, Keenan Vim, a wide receiver linebacker. Number 42, Travis Musco. He's a tight end and a linebacker. 54, Casey Eaton is a center. Number 60, Tyler Ward, offensive line or defensive end, as a hip pointer as he comes into this game. Timeout on the field right now. Equipment problem. Number 62, Nick Chona is a tight end. Number 66, Chad Dixon, offensive lineman, defensive lineman. And he has come back from a neck trauma he had weeks ago. Number 76, Vic Chohan. And he's an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman also. Of course, Nigel Thomas, number 86, who scored a touchdown the last time they played the Wolfpack of Poway. Number 88, Ryan Chona is a tight end and plays nose guard. Let's go on second down for the Wolfpack. The handoff is going to be off the left side of that line. Short gain on a play. Going to be third down and long yardage to go for the Wolfpack. Peñasquitas has number 90 as Chris Bascon. He's a nose guard and offensive lineman. 92 is Alan Burns. He'll play tight end or cornerback. Number 96 at offensive line or defensive end is Nick St. Arbor.
Oh, yeah, baby. Good job, line. Ready to go.
The quarterback, Donnie McKillop, changing his cadence, and he was able to draw the Marauders off sides, and that's going to help them here on this third down attempt as they'll gain 5 on it. Dead ball and encroachment penalty, and it'll make it third down and 8 yards to go for the Wolfpack.
Hey, watch number 74.
Don McKillop, the head coach of his Poway Wolfpack.
Watch number 34.
His son, Donnie McKillop, the quarterback. Fullback, Travis Brown, number 12. Also plays inside linebacker. McKillop trying to do something with it. He shakes off a one attempt at a tackle and then finally is brought down as the defense gets in there, and after being slowed up, McKillop tried to find an opportunity to throw the football down the field, but the pursuit was outstanding that time for the Marauders. Nigel Thomas in on the play. The big guy for the Marauders on defense. That defensive end was not fooled, able to shed his blocker there. Attempted blocker for the Wolfpack and make good on the defensive play. So now for the Wolfpack with 4th and 20, they're going to have to punt it away. The ball taking numerous bounces past the 35, inside the 35, down to the close to the 30-yard line, and it is stopped there. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Marauders right there. We'll take a breather.
Do it.
And here we go, 1st down at 10. 5:01 left to play in the first quarter. The Marauders have the football, and Mike Hansen, the quarterback. Hansen hands it off, straight up the middle the play goes. Rough going in the mud in the center of the field. A game was just played prior to this game. A younger variety of football in a Pop Warner program. Anthony Allen getting the call. Allen gaining about a yard or two. Interior of the line for the Wolfpack being tough now. Knowing it's tough to get your footing to where you can get a good drive in the mud. Kind of slip and slide, and Allen again getting the call, and McKillop in on the defensive stop, along with his teammate Greg Flaherty. Going to be 3rd down and 7 yards to go for the Marauders. The Marauders only bringing 17 players into this midget football game today on a wet Saturday afternoon in November. No score as the clock moves down to about 3.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Hansen has got Allen in his slot, and 2 wideouts to the left, and he's going to throw this one, and it's not going to get out to his intended receiver, Ferrazzo. So now on 4th down and 7 yards to go. Let's see what they decide to do, considering at what position the field they're in. They're probably going to try and attempt to kick it away. Always interesting when you have a wet and soggy field like you do today. Ferrazzo dropping back to kick it. Flaherty willing to receive the punt, but Ferrazzo's having problems with the snap, and he's going to go down. And a big break made by the Wolfpack as they come in there. They recognize Ferrazzo having a hard time with the snap, and of course anybody would on a day like today. And all he could do was just try and do the best he could to get the ball up to at least the line of scrimmage, but he couldn't even do that. Good pursuit. The Wolfpack on a special team. So now it's going to be, and that's only in name when you say special teams, because you don't really have a lot of players in a Pop Warner level. Basically, your defensive guys are your special teams. The handoff, and that handoff going to Matt Hanify. Hanify, the tailback. Donnie McKillop, the quarterback. Matt Harmon, I mentioned, is the center. Luke Turner, a guard and tackle, number 20. The rest of the lineup for the Wolfpack. Number 21, Greg Flaherty, I mentioned, flanker and defensive end. Brian Boos, split in, number 25. Get the rest of the lineup after this play, which doesn't go anywhere, as they're able to smell this running play out. Going to be 3rd down and a good 8 yards or so. Ben Adam, split in, number 32. Travis Keene is a tight end, number 27. 41, A.J. Moffitt, a guard and an offensive linebacker, or outside linebacker, I should say. I don't know why I said offense. I know football much better than that. Holding on to the football and getting some yards around a corner, but not enough to gain a 1st down, so it's going to be 4th down. And a Wolfpack not going to try a field goal considering the elements here, but they're going to try to pin the Marauders deep in their own half of the field and see if their defense, which has been good so far, unless maybe they're not. They're going to go for it here. So McKillop going to try to see if they can get the 1st down.
Do you want a larger umbrella?
And it is going to be tough.
Do you want a larger umbrella? It's pretty, but I can take yours and we'll swap.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll hold back here.
Thank you. And that one looks like it is not going to be enough for a 1st down, and the Marauders are going to take over with about 1.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. We still have no score.
Go Miller!
The Wolfpack figuring, what the heck? You know, it's going to be tough to try to handle the football if you're a punter. And why give up the football to the other team with an opportunity for them to run it all the way in for a score? Let's just go for it and see what we can take our chances there. on first down, and a throw in and out of the hands of Nigel Thomas, and the quarterback Hanson was hit on the throw. And Hanson comes up limping. But he's going to stay in there. He is their man. He's regarded by most as the best arm in the conference. And no doubt one of the high schools in the area is going to be happy to see him play for their freshman football team. And on and so forth, the JV, and then, of course, the varsity. Hanson is going to pitch it out. Give it to Allen. Allen's getting some good blocks. And then he finally, as he gets across the 20-yard line, is wrapped up very nicely. Time running out inside a minute. 3rd down and 6 for the Marauders. Just across the 20 at about the 21-yard line. They're going to give it to Allen. And Allen is pulled on a jersey and brought down. So it's going to be 4th down. Greg Flaherty, the defensive end, sealing that play down. Nice job by Flaherty. The rest of the lineup for the Poway Wolfpack. Number 45, Christopher Ulmer, is a flanker. Tackle Austin Connery, number 47. Sean Connors is on this team. He's absent. Also at fullback and defensive tackle, Ethan Yang. At tight end is Grant Martin, as both teams will switch the side of the field, and we'll get the rest of the lineup for the Wolfpack. When we come back in the second quarter, we have no score, the Wolfpack and the Marauders. And to get the rest of the lineup for the Wolfpack, mention Sean Connors is absent. Also, Ethan Yang playing fullback defensive tackle. Grant Martin is number 60. He's a tight end. At tailback or cornerback is Key Reynolds, 63. 66, Ryan Richter is a guard or defensive tackle. Nick Wood, 71. He's injured. He won't play. Jay Tarani, number 74, is a tackle. The safety is Randy Ray, number 86. On that play, again, a Wolfpack will play defense now, and or rather let's get the rest of this lineup. The center, Thomas Parker. Jake Rayfield is number 91 at guard. Number 97, Keelan Miller. He's a guard or a defensive tackle.
I heard you say it's Kia, not Kia. Kia.
Okay, Kia.
Kia. You did that last year. You were the same guy last year, right? Yeah. I'm not sure you remember all of these guys, right?
9:22 left to play in the first half. Trying to make the best out of the conditions. The Wolfpack getting a run off the left side. Running the football, Amin El Ashkar, and he's a tailback and offensive or outside linebacker in this game. The toss out to Kea Reynolds, and he does not hold on to the football. 4th down and 6 yards to go. McKillop trying to keep the first down marker in his favor. He throws a nice pass out. El Ashkar making the reception. Allen was in on the stop. Allen, the safety, coming up and making the play. And it looks like there's going to be a measurement on the field to see if they got the first down on that passing play. 8 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in the first half on a wet field. And we'll take a breather here and we'll find out whether or not they got the first down. We'll be right back. Well, they did not get the first down, the Wolfpack, and so now it is going to be first down and 10 for the Marauders. Again, the last time these two teams played, the score was 14-6 in favor of Poway. But, of course, these conditions today are not very good, so it might be an even lower score than that. Struggling season for the Marauders. Really haven't had anything going the way they wanted to, and at the same time, on the other side of the ledger, Poway had a big game last week, fell short. An opportunity to go into the playoffs. But the case for the Marauders is that pass went awry. It'll be second down and 10. The case for the Marauders this season is they have not been able to keep the players healthy on their squad. And it has created a situation of reducing numbers out there available to do the types of things you want to do on both sides of the football. Matt Hansen, a quarterback. Hansen's got two splits out to the right and one goes in motion. In this case, it is Vim, and the play is going to go towards the direction Vim was going, but straight up the middle with, of course, Nigel Thomas.
Way to go, Kevin.
Short gain on the play. Third down and about 8 yards to go. Clock continuing to move anytime you run the football. Inside 8 minutes left to play in the first half. Still have no score. On a muddy Saturday afternoon, and dropping back is Hansen. He wants to throw a little screen pass out to Nigel Thomas. And Thomas didn't even get the football. Again, that time Hansen having a problem with the handle on the football. Or maybe just got a little bit too fine in trying to flip it out there. Those are the types of things that you get better at as a quarterback. Especially one with a pretty good arm. Fourth down and long to go. And dropping back to punt it is Ferrazzo. Ferrazzo gets a pretty good kick with a lot of hang time. Flaherty drops the football, picks it up, and then is dropped right there. He dropped it, and he was automatically down. The football was down, dead. Could not pick it back up and try to run with it. He's thinking of NFL or something. And why not? Maybe one day. First down at 10, 7-18. Left to play in the first half. Both teams do not have anything on the scoreboard. And yet the Marauder cheerleaders are over there having a good time, keeping people cheered up, and same with the Wolfpack cheerleaders. Come out today supporting both of their Pop Warner football teams. The handoff straight up the middle. Getting the call, Hannafy.
Matt, get your shoulders down. Yeah. Right here.
Just listening to a Ifi today, earlier today, in Colorado playing football. Guy named Bobby Pure Ifi.
middle kind of thing. And then just lob it over off some guy.
Trying to roll out and either throw the football or just a keeper, and that time they were not fooled, the Marauders. And they make the big play in the backfield. On Jay Rosen. Third down and about 13 or 14 yards left to go for a first down. And timeout on the field, an equipment problem by one of the players on the Marauders. 6:08 left to play in the first half.
You gotta stop him.
And after the equipment problem is resolved, McKillop underneath the center fumbles the football and then regains it. But as soon as he does, coming in to make the stop is Ethan Yang.
That was your guy.
Yang, the defensive tackle, fighting off his blocker and getting in the backfield and making a stop.
That was red. That was red. That was red. Marauders.
That was Chad Dixon actually making the play, and on a big third down play, and now the punt by McKillop getting a good roll all the way down inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line. 5:12, and we'll take a breather. We still have no score. First down and 10 for the Marauders. 5:12 left to play in the first half. Hanson, a quarterback, hands it off to Nigel Thomas, and Thomas has good running room as he breaks towards the outside. Play was inside, and Thomas able to find some running room and break it to the outside and gain more and get him close to the first down. Ball at about the 38-39-yard line. First down marker looks like it's over the 40-yard line, about the 41. Tough to see at my angle. But at either way, they got short yardage to go, do the Marauders, with Hanson, the signal caller. He's going to pitch it out to Allen. Allen gets one block, but nice job by McKillop to step inside the next attempted break on the outside by Allen and drag him down. McKillop reading the play well, going laterally along the line of scrimmage and staying with Allen and bringing him down. Third down and 5. And now we're inside, 4 minutes left to go. In the first half of this game. Trips out to the right for Hanson with Thomas in the backfield. He's going to throw this one to Allen, and it's going to be almost intercepted, in and out of the hands. And a flag is thrown, and we'll have to see what that one's about. Almost picked off. Unfortunately for Marauders, it wasn't, and there's going to be a infraction against the Wolfpack. The initial sign looks like it was a pass interference call. And it is. So first down for the Marauders, and there again, a strong arm. Right on target was Matt Hanson. And you have to be able to cover well against Hanson because he can get the ball out there, and he did that time.
Come on, Amin, go for the ball.
Hanson,
Focus, Amin.
6 foot tall. If he's not, he's very close. And he hands it off, trying to get a play off tackle. Doesn't get much on that play. As Kellen Miller making the stop. Second down. A short, maybe a yard gain, so second down at about 9, if that much. giving him the benefit of the doubt on that run as Miller knew right where that play was going. Hansen got the eye backfield in the slot is Anthony Ferrazzo, goes to the line of scrimmage and handing off up the middle.
Matt, you got Harmon. You got to get the
Very short gain up the middle for the Marauders, or for Casey Eaton. Eaton not getting the call very much. He got the call that time. Third down and about 7 yards to go. George Landon Productions, and I'm happy to call the big guys in the Pop Warner game. It's been a while since I called a midget football. Good game, no score. On third down, Hansen back to pass, throws out the flat and in and out of the hands of Travis Musco. Musco tried to haul that one in. Unfortunately, the rain is going to play a part in that one. Pretty good pass by Matt Hansen.
You don't know. Hey, you try to teach us.
Second down and 12 yards to go.
And in a week,
Oh, did I say that? Fourth down and 7 yards to go. It's actually 2 minutes and 12 seconds left to play in the first half. Well, that's a first. Too much soccer. Oh, man. Nigel Thomas back in the backfield on the shotgun formation with Hansen. He's going to throw out to the big man, Thomas. Thomas has running room. Thomas is going to have a first down or more. He steps out of a tackle at the 20, and Thomas will score. Touchdown to Marauders. Nigel Thomas stepped out of a tackle at about the 25-yard line, and he went all the way for the touchdown. The big guy, and the Marauders have the first score on the board here, 6-0. Again, with a guy who's got some weight behind him, Nigel Thomas, who basically just steamrolled that play for the score. And that interior of the Poway defense has been doing such a good job. But again, Hansen on the shotgun. They took advantage of the linebacker action and were able to score. Try after the touchdown, get it through the uprights, and we have movement on the line. And a dead ball foul is going to make it a little bit easier on this kick. If you can say that, considering the driving rain, it has not stopped, but briefly here in the first half. And now we're set again. Ball down, the kick is up, and it is going to be wide to the right. And so the score is going to remain 6 for the Marauders and nothing for the Wolfpack with 1:56 left to play in the first half. We'll be right back. So we have 1:56 left to play in the first half. The Marauders on the scoreboard, and they will kick off to the Wolfpack with Matt Hansen doing the kicking. And caught on the line drive, and a lot of times that's a good thing, as the Wolfpack get it all the way across the 45-yard line. Catching it on the line drive off the kickoff, Amin El Ashgar. And Ashgar, we've seen him grow up as the rest of his teammates now. Last time playing in the Pop Warner program. It gets real rough in a high school game if you continue to play the sport of football. And needless to say, it gets even rougher in a college game. All right. Going to be 1:56. And a first down for the Wolfpack. Handing it off. And who is there? Matt Hansen. Along with his teammates. Zara Feely is there. And they plug up the middle of the hole there.
30.
Clock running down. If you didn't want to get your jersey wet and soggy today, you might as well not be here today because you're going to get it if you're out there on the field. The equipment people are going to love tomorrow trying to get these uniforms clean, but it doesn't really matter because they're going to have quite a bit of time to get the job done because this is the last game of the season for both of these two teams. Clock inside, a minute left to go. The Wolfpack, 3rd down and a long 8. McKillop back to pass, throws a wobbly ball, but it's caught or dropped. Tough to see here. I guess it was not held on to. Incomplete pass. For a minute there, it looked like he might have caught it, but made a nice effort. McKillop trying to throw against the driving rain. Tough for any quarterback. You'd have thought this game was up in the state of Washington or something today instead of Southern California. McKillop on 4th down and long. Gonna see if he can try the same play and go successful. And it is caught and out of bounds. Did he get it 1st down? He did. Greg Flaherty on a little flare pass and able to get the 1st down as he's able to catch a McKillop pass and keep and move the sticks for another set of downs. Ball now inside the 40. Of course, clock stopped as he went out of bounds with 23 seconds left to play in the first half. Obviously, the Wolfpack trying to tie this game up. And so now they have the ball at the 39, and the Marauders head coach is going to call timeout. And a score with this timeout. Less than a half a minute left to play at 23 seconds. It is 6-0, the Marauders. And as play ensues here on a new set of downs for McKillop and his teammates. Got 2 wideouts, 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Actually had 2 on the right side, and the throw not held on to that time on the attempt by Ethan Yang. Clock stopped though. Just 6 seconds ticked off the clock on 2nd down and 10 yards to go. 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Got to keep the football dry somehow. Tough to do on a day like today. McKillop wants to try to get as much as he can on the football and to get a good pass, and he gets a good one there, and his teammate just can't hold on to it. The pass across the middle, and he had him there for a moment. And he just could not hold on to it. Attempted pass that time to Ray. 3rd down and 10, 12 seconds left to play until halftime. The Wolfpack trying to see what they can do to tie up this football game. Ray split out to the left, and now they do their major shift. Flaherty in the slot. Left side, and McKillop going to go to the right side. His throw in and out of the hands. That time attempted for Reynolds. Fourth down now for the Wolfpack. 6 ticks left on the first half clock. McKillop on 4th down. Wants to get the first down and then hope for maybe a little bit of time left for another play. Or else this will be the last play of the first half. McKillop gets a bad snap, but is going to use his arm, and he throws, and it's caught, but there might not be any time left on the clock. And that is going to be the end of the first half. A nice pass play, but they ran out of time. And the Marauders getting a little bit of luck the second time around, playing against the Poway Wolfpack. And it was the things that happened in the second half of the game, the first time they played each other, that made the Wolfpack the winners. And we'll see what happens in the second half this time. Stick with us. You'll see what the coaches are saying to their troops out there in the shoulder pads and helmets. And then we'll be back in the second half with more action on this wet and muddy Saturday afternoon. Okay, we're about ready to get it started here in the second half. Going from left to right in your picture is the Rancho Penasquitos Marauders and the Wolfpack of Poway going from right to left. For only score in the game is a pass from Mike Hansen to Nigel Thomas. And Thomas then was able to break a couple of tackles and ramble all the way down the field for a touchdown. El Ashkar. Ashkar finding running room. Ashkar with Hansen, one of the lone guys to bring him down. He had his teammate Ferrazzo as the lone man to help him out. Otherwise, El Ashkar would have scored on the opening kickoff, getting it across the 50-yard line, down close to the 40. And Poway is in business to start off the second half of action. And now the fog is kind of rolling in, and the rain has kind of subsided for a bit. It is ticketed to rain and be inclement all weekend long. On Veterans Day, it's supposed to be a pretty decent day. One of the early bouts of the inclement weather here in November. Early part of November, and they hand it off to El Ashkar. And El Ashkar getting some running room and being featured here in 2 plays and getting the Wolfpack deeper in the Marauders' half of the field. McKillop, 2nd down and 8. The Wolfpack ran out of time at the end of the first half and calling the cadence with a little bit of a twist. And it looks like the red and the yellow is going to be offsides, and now it is going to be 2nd down and about 2 or 3 yards to go for the Wolfpack. Another good play for the Wolfpack, and they start off on the right track, trying to tie this football game up. They hand off to El Ashkar, and he's met right away. Coming in there to make the stop is Vim, the linebacker. Keaton Vim able to shed off. He probably shaded himself inside and shot through the gap and was able to get the ball carrier just as he got the football. Nice play by Vim. 3rd down and 4. It makes it now as McKillop under the center. Going to fake the handoff and then give it. Roaming along the right side and coming over there to make the next play is Vim again. Well, it started off as El Ashkar on the offense for the Wolfpack, and now it's Vim for a couple of plays, making 2 big plays for the Marauders. That one on a 3rd down and short yardage. So now it's 4th down, and let's see what Coach McKillop is going to have his squad do. Looks like they may just go for it. They've done it a few times in this game. As we're inside 8 minutes at 7:50 left to play in the 3rd quarter. McKillop wants to keep the yardsticks in his favor, moving. And it's guard move that time, and it looks like they're going to move back 5 yards. Offsides against the Wolfpack. And that changes what they tried to do. And it looks like they're going to punt it away. Try to pin the Marauders deep. As it's 4th down and about 9 yards to go now. And they're going to elect to go for it on 4th and long yardage. McKillop, quick pass, 1-step drop, and it is blocked. Blocked, and Vim must have got his hand on it. He did. And the ball almost picked off. Down on the ground to try to get it was Chris Bascon. Vim, big 3, a trifecta for the defensive side for the Marauders. And Mike Hansen will come in with his team starting off here in the 3rd quarter as the Wolfpack cannot keep the drive going after the great run by El Ashkar. 7:18 left to play in the 3rd quarter. And the Marauders, pretty good field position as the Wolfpack drive stalled there. Just across the 40-yard line, Mike Hansen. Hansen's going to hand it off to Allen, and Allen doesn't get much off the left side. As defensively, the Wolfpack have made it tough sledding, and literally tough sledding in the interior of that defensive line for Allen and company. 2nd down and about 8 yards to go. Richter's been tough in that interior part for the Wolfpack. Matt Harmon been tough also, and this time trying to run around the end there. Allen, but El Ashkar is there, and Reynolds also is there. Kaya Reynolds, good assist on tackle. Make that adjustment on the first name of Reynolds. Found it out to be Kaya. And a timeout on the field. Okay, with a drive football. Hansen drops back, throws it out to the flat, and that ball did not reach. Allen, Anthony Allen, who was trying to see if he could stretch out that defense and find some area to run. But it looks like now the Marauders are going to have to kick the football. And again, in the inclement conditions as the rain starts back up again, going to be a tough thing to do. First of all, because you got to handle the snap and then try to kick it. Of course, they do have the wind, even though it's raining, going in their favor. Ferrazzo, the punter, gets a lot of hang time on it, and it is dropped right there, or down. At the 36-yard line, 1st and 10, the Wolfpack will open up with 5:27 left to play in the third quarter. Okay, first down and 10 for the Wolfpack. The handoff intended to gain some room off the right side for Hannafy, Matt Hannafy. Didn't get much on that play. 5:04 and the clock running down. Only a 6-point lead in this game, which represents a touchdown. It could represent 2 field goals. Here's the handoff now. And a good running with Hannafy running it across the 30 or 45 down to up to the 47-yard line. So going to be first down at the 47-yard line. Hannafy getting good blocking on a running play. Got to be committed to run on a day like today. Although both teams have shown their willingness to pass the football despite the conditions. And coming in is Vim again. Vim making another good defensive play on Hannafy. Again, he was the one that stopped the drive for the Wolfpack the last time when they had real good field position after the opening kickoff. McKillop hands it off to Hannafy. He finds a big hole, and he gets good running room across the 50-yard line before Mark Everts is able, the cornerback is able to come over and make the stop. Working down to 3.5 left to play in the third quarter. And a Wolfpack on the move. Third down and about 4 yards to go along 4. The handoff to Hannafy. He almost fumbled the football. And coming in to make the play was Musco. Musco, the linebacker, showing his ability to pursue and come up and make the play. And the hit almost jarred the football loose. 4th down and 5. The Wolfpack have been known to go for it on 4th down.
Come on, let's go, guys.
And on 4th down, they're going to either in a shotgun position or electing to punt it, but he's going to try to throw for a first down, and the pass just goes out over the outstretched hands of Ray, trying to make the play. Randy Ray, the wide receiver. Correction, that's Randy Ree, the wide receiver, trying to make the big play that time on 4th down. The little flare pass does not go for the first down. So now the Marauders on 1st down. 2:33 left to play in the third. The Marauders with the lead and the football now. At the 49-yard line, the ball almost at midfield. Mike Hansen has thrown the football quite a bit, just like McKillop has. And he doesn't mind doing that as he knows he has a strong arm. And hand off to the big fellow who's got the lone touchdown in this game, but he's met by a lot of the green and gray.
Good job, Callum. Yes, sir.
Miller in at the stop. Second down and 9 yards to go. You're going to run it to the short side of the field with Allen, and he is met right away. Coming in there is A.J. Moffitt from his linebacker position. Third down, and they lost a couple of yards. The scoreboard has third down at 14 with inside a minute and a half in the third quarter. The Marauders with the 6-0 lead in the ball in their own half of the field. Always scary when you have just a touchdown lead in these conditions. And right there, the big sack on the fumble. And let's see, do they give it to the Wolfpack? They do. The fumble recovered by Travis Brown. And Brown, after the quarterback was sacked, was right there when the ball popped loose. 5 minutes or 55 seconds left to play in the third quarter. And a changeover as Poway has the football. McKillop and his team after the big defensive play. The turnover, and they're going to hand it off. Just rough and tough football, reminiscent of the great black and blue division. Central division of the NFL, when they used to have the muddy fields when everybody used to play outside. They hand it off to El Ashkar, and he just says, I'm going to gain as much as I can, carrying tacklers with me in the mud. McKillop and his team now with a second down and long 7. They're going to pitch it out and try to get some blocking around the left side. They do, and he'll have a first down as he's still going. And it finally dragged out. The good run that time for the Wolfpack. The play developed very well. And it worked out. Kaya Reynolds able to get the Wolfpack close as they are in what they call the red zone in the NFL. Inside the 20 down to the 10-yard line. First down and goal to goal. McKillop, the handoff, just a power dive off the guard, and they get closer to the end zone. Chris Bascone making the stop from his nose guard position, and with the clock running out, they're going to change ends of the field at the end of 3. The Marauders lead 6-0 with the Wolfpack threatening. Stay with us. Okay, on first down, the ball goal to goal for the Wolfpack to pitch out. Trying to get a blocker, and they do. Getting it down to about the 1-yard line. Kaya Reynolds on a nice run again. And Reynolds getting them very close to tying this game up as El Ashkar comes into the contest. 6-0, just inside the start of the fourth quarter. And Poway again doing what they did in the last time these two teams met. Trying to tie up the game or take the lead. As a timeout on the field, and they're going to measure. And we'll see if they got enough for a first down without getting into the end zone, giving you a new set of downs. Very close. And it is a first down. Reynolds getting him a first down on the nice run. And again, he had the blocking along the left side. Getting outside enough. And they have a new set of downs. First down and goal to go. Really putting pressures on a Marauder defense here to try to stop the Wolfpack from getting in the end zone. McKillop. Going to hand it to El Ascar, and is he in? Very close to Pater, and it'll be second down and inches to go. El Ashkar going straight up the middle. Down inside, 9 minutes left to go. 9:09 left to play in the game. El Ashkar will come out. Second down. And goal to go. McKillop. Remember, he has the cadence that'll draw you off sides, but this time he hands it off, and the big fella gets in. Touchdown, Wolfpack. Kea Reynolds gets into the end zone. He bounced off the left guard's push and into the end zone. And it is 6-6. But now the Wolfpack will have an opportunity to take the lead here. And McKillop will be the holder. And a kicker, Jay Rosen. And Rosen, as you saw there, trying to find out what it's going to be like to kick the football and hopes that doesn't happen as he fell down. Snap is down. It's a good snap up in the air. Is it going to be long enough? And it does not make it. Oh, so short. Maybe 6 or 7 inches short of getting over the crossbar. And we'll stay tied. 8:46 left to play as the protection overhead for some of the folks on the other side. Yeah, boy, that looked like a football. And that thing went moving down the sidelines over the far side for the Marauders, and basically that's what happened to the score. Is now it is tied up 6-6. The rain has stopped, and we have a 6-6 game in a partial fog here. Fog has not dropped down to be foggy on the field, and trying to get it was Thomas. Did he get the football? And they're going to give it to the Marauders as they touched it down. Not quite like the NFL. They didn't have to grasp onto it and have total possession. They're going to give it to him. It'll be first down at around the 31-yard line for the Marauders. As they see the Wolfpack have tied him in this game. 8:39 left to play in the game. Hope you're enjoying this one on the wet and soggy day here in November. And for these two teams, it'll be a November to remember because of the fact that the last game at the midget level, unless they play an invitational game somewhere in a regular season. They're going to hand it off, and they're just saying, give it to the big guy, and he loses the football. And you heard the crowd, a big stick, and Moffitt gets the recovery. Nigel Thomas running the football up the middle, had the first down and more, and he got stuck, and then the football came out, and Moffitt was there. And so now the Wolfpack have it. First down and 10 just across midfield. That is the same play that Thomas scored the touchdown on, in a sense, where he was open and was trying to ramble all the way through. And this time they knew what he was going to do, to fumble. And let's see who has it. Big hits now here And there's a player down for the Wolfpack. 2 consecutive big hits. Yeah, I wonder if Thomas was in on that. Remember, these guys playing on both sides of the line of scrimmage. And they do that all the way up into high school. Unless you have a big team in high school. Some of the bigger schools, Division I in the state, they have some guys that don't play both ways. Most of the smaller schools have guys playing both ways. The pitch out. The Reynolds trying to run along the line there, and he gets hit. And did he fumble the football? I guess he did. And the Marauders coming back with some intensity. This game is heated up now.
Get back, Poway, come on.
So the Marauders turn it back over in their favor, where they can offensively try to run the clock down and get ahead in this game. First down, the ball is at the 44-yard line. And don't think Poway is not thinking the same thing. Let's get it back. If they're hitting hard, we've got to do the same thing. The intensity levels got up. Remember, it was a close game the first time these two teams played each other, and it's a close game again today. And the Wolfpack, been a long time since I've seen a couple of fumbles go back and forth, and these two teams displaying that right now.
Keep saying fumble all the time.
The ball at the 41-yard line, and the Wolfpack have it back again. Both of them showing their intensity to try to win this football game. It doesn't matter whether it's the last game of the year. McKillop decides to run, and he carries tacklers with him. Gets about 5 or 6 yards on the play. Bringing him down to help. Bringing him down was Thomas. The tallest and biggest guy maybe on his team. A lot of these guys very tall, very big for 8th graders. They weren't this big when I was in 8th grade, I'll tell you that much. The handoff. Straight up the middle and just straight power running. Keeping it on the ground, and it eats up the clock. Of course, clock stops when you gain a first down. 6:31 left to play in the game, and Poway says, I'm going to run it down on you to try to take the lead in the game and win it. The game was tied the first time these two teams played each other for most of the game. And then it broke in the end, and it was Poway running the ball on the ground against the Marauders, and that is where the game turned for Poway, and to where they had the 14-6 lead. They tried an onside kick after the Marauders had put 6 on the board and then ended up not getting the onside kick, and the Wolfpack ran it out. McKillop pitching it out to Reynolds. Reynolds, who's run pretty well in this game. They're trying to strip the football. Did the Marauders get it? No, I don't think so. But it came close to getting it. As Reynolds brought down. Good tackle. Chad Dixon, the defensive linebacker, was over there trying to strip the football. Less than 5.5 minutes left to play in the game. 3rd down and about 8. Again, as I mentioned, it's a soggy field, and even though the rain has stopped briefly again, it's tough to hold on to it. That's why they call it the pigskin. McKillop keeping the football, trying to gain as much as he can off the bootleg. Quarterback keeper. 4th down and about 5 yards to go. It'd be sad not to see these guys on a Wolfpack, especially that we've seen for years in a Pop Warner level. Not to be able to see them at a high school game, but we don't do that too often. But who knows? Maybe the future will change. Maybe we will see him again after the Pop Warner game. McKillop running the football, and he is stopped on a 4th down play, and one of the guys in on it was Keaton Vim, and Vim has played a whale of a football game on the defensive side. He hasn't done it alone, but I tell you what, individually he's had a few unassisted tackles, big plays, and now his team has the football. In the tie score with 4:10 left to play in the game. And the cheerleaders still, despite the rain and everything else, making the noise for the Marauders, trying to get them to take the lead. And no doubt the Wolfpack cheerleaders are thinking the same thing. Do not allow it to happen.
Come on, Miller! Ethan! Ethan! Get down here.
The handoff, getting running room is Allen. Allen is breaking out, and he gets all the way down to the 39-yard line. Allen, just a simple sweep, and he had blockers along the right side and was able to get the ball all the way up to about the 40-yard line. First down. And 10, a new set of downs for the Marauders. Here's Allen. Allen's going to try and shake Moffitt. He fumbles the football, and will it be? They're not going to give him the football, as they're going to say it was down. But Moffitt, a great defensive play to make sure that Allen did not get any more yards, and he was able to make him fumble the football, but his knee was already down. Big defensive play by Moffitt. 2nd down off the big loss. Moffitt has already recovered a fumble in this game, and who knows, maybe recovered a couple more. Don't have a statistician to tell you all of that, but this has been a good football game, especially here in the 4th quarter. Very intense. Mike Hansen, a quarterback. Hansen going to hand it off. And Nigel Thomas, he just uses his shoulder pads, and he pushes tacklers all the way up towards midfield. Thomas says, I'm going to go ahead and do the Jerome Bettis approach. And if you think you can stop me, it's going to be tough. And that time gets them a 3rd down and 5 situation as we have a timeout on the field. 2:25 left to play in the game. Are you guys ready for the final excitement? Yeah. First, 3rd down and 5 yards to go. Hansen has one wide receiver split out to the right with Vim going along the line of scrimmage. He pitches it out to the big man, Thomas. He's got running room and a 1st down and more. All the way down to the 41, and then most of the team for the Wolfpack get over there to stop him. Thomas showing his ability to run with a mission in mind. And he's got size, and he's got some speed on him. And the head of steam gets him all the way down inside the territory of the Wolfpack, all the way down to about the 41. And they are trying to do basically what the Wolfpack did against them the last time they played them. Keep the football and go for a winning score. But can the Wolfpack get the football back? They've done it a few times in this game. Off the fumble, it's a bad snap, and the Wolfpack have it! The Wolfpack have the football, at least the initial sign is, and they do! Getting on it is Donnie McKillop, the quarterback, and the Wolfpack now will have it. First down at 10, a minute and 39 seconds left to play in the game. And just after I mentioned the Marauders trying to keep the football and run out the clock and get in the end zone or get a field goal to win, they give up the football at the middle of the field. The quarterback, Mike Hansen, not able to get the snap that time from his center. And McKillop ends up on it. And now, since he has recovered it for his team, he wants to do the right thing with it as the signal caller. As he gives it off to El Ascar. And El Ascar driving, and then is finally brought down. Across the 45 to the just about the 44, but time is running down. Here's El Ascar. He gets it across the 40, and he'll have a first down. And the clock will stop because of the first down. We'll take a breather. 1:03 left. On first down, the handoff is to El Ascar. Amin El Ascar, and he is running hard. 52 seconds left to play. And again, the problem with running the football is you don't have a lot of time right now. And he's still got a long way to go. El Ascar dragging tacklers with him. But of course, if you're the Marauders, you're saying, let me stop him and continue to run out the clock. The clock is stopped. The timeout called by the Wolfpack. 35 seconds, and we'll be right back. 35 seconds left. A 6-6 football game. McKillop rolling to his left and going to try to throw against his body, and that ball was blocked. And fortunately for the Wolfpack, it did not end up in the hands of the Marauders, because if so, they had a situation there where they could have probably got a very good run along that line and might have, that side of the field, and might have got in the end zone. Very dangerous play. 32 seconds left to go, second down at 10. Dry footballs being placed on the field. McKillop with an I formation in the backfield, but McKillop is not going to be able to break out of the containment as Vim gets in there, but dragging him down was Tyler Ward. And a timeout called by the Wolfpack. 22 seconds left to go, and we'll be right back. 22 seconds left to play in the game. That's the situation on the clock with a third down and 20 yards to go for the Wolfpack. What is the key play they are going to come up with here? A big shift in the backfield to spread out the defense of Rancho Penasquitos. McKillop will throw the pass. It's intercepted. The Marauders have the football. Not a lot of time, as 12.5 seconds left to go in the game, but the Marauders on the interception by Anthony Ferrazzo. He stepped in front of the intended wide receiver, and now the Marauders have it at the 48-yard line, and they'll take a timeout to decide how they want to work with the strong arm of Mike Hansen. A strong arm quarterback trying to even up the season against the Wolfpack. His team tied with the Wolfpack here in the second matchup. He's going to throw it long to the outside, and his receiver catches the football at the 31-yard line, and they call timeout, but do they have enough time? They have 6 seconds left to play, and they'll have it now at the 31-yard line. There's a big station that covers a lot of high school football, KUSI, and they have this thing called the Prep Pigskin Report. Not to give them too much of a plug, but I'll tell you what, the number 10, Mike Hansen, is going to be seen on that because he can throw the football. Here he goes again to the air, trying to win the game, and a corner touchdown! And the Rancho Penasquitos Marauders will win the second game matchup between them and the Wolfpack. On a touchdown from Mike Hansen to Anthony Ferrazzo in the end zone on the last play prior to going into overtime. And he is mugged by his teammates. Ferrazzo, a tough way to lose this one to Wolfpack as they played a very gamely and tough game, especially in the fourth quarter. And they just could not make their offensive play. They turn it over, and then Hansen, the strong-arm guy for the Marauders, is able to get that ball all the way down the field, some 30-plus yards, to Anthony Ferrazzo, who somehow able to leap in front of the defensive back and get in the end zone for the touchdown. One of the more exciting games you're going to see in the Pop Warner midget level. And we just hope that you enjoyed all the action as the two teams shaking each other's hands. There's no doubt when they say good game today, it really was for both teams. They left their heart out on the field, but it's the Marauders of Rancho Penasquitos coming out ahead this time around against the Poway Wolfpack, a team who was looking for their fourth win of the season, but they get the London Bridges by their cheerleaders for a real decent season and almost getting into the playoffs. Stick around. We'll have interviews from those who participated in the game today from a wet and soggy field. I'm Greg Porter saying stick with us and we'll be right back. Final score 14, or I should say 12-6 in favor of Rancho Penasquitos Marauders. Greg Porter back here after the end of the Marauder Wolfpack game, which was 12-6, and which the Marauders won today, and you are?
Donnie McKillop, number 16, quarterback and inside linebacker.
Donnie, one of those games today, but you played well. You had a fumble, recovery, did a lot of things well out there. Talk a little bit about the game.
We didn't quite play our game, but we had a couple of letdowns. We played pretty well. I think we could have done a lot better, but we'll get out there next time and do it better.
Say a few words about your season.
It's going pretty well. We're 3-6, but we played the really good teams really well, and our team's just really progressing.
All right. Is this the last game of the season for you, Donnie, or I mean for the year, or are you guys going to have an invitational game or anything like that?
Hopefully, I think we're going to have 2 invitationals and 1 or 2 bowl games.
How's school going?
Good.
All right. All right. What school you go to?
Twin Peaks.
All right. And you get ready to go to what high school?
Poway High.
All right. Good luck to you, Donnie.
Thanks.
And you are?
Travis Brown, and I play fullback and inside linebacker.
Okay. Travis, defensively, you guys made some big plays here in the fourth quarter. Again, they had to show the heart today. Talk a little bit about the game.
It was just tough at some points, but sometimes we could have just done better.
Well, it seems like you guys are gamers just like they are, and, it's apropos for a day like today to show the kind of heart that both teams had and the kind of spirit you guys have had all year. Talk a little bit about your season for you.
For me, I think I've improved because it's my first year and now I'm starting. So
great.
I think I'm improved.
Okay. How's school going?
Good.
All right. What school you go to?
Twin Peaks.
All right. Another Twin Peaker. Okay. What high school you gonna go to? You gonna go to Poway?
Yeah.
All right. Good. Good. All right. Let me talk to your teammate here. And you are?
Jay Rosen, number 13. I play quarterback and sometimes safety and corner.
Okay. Did you also do some kicking today?
Yeah, I didn't do very well, though.
Sometimes it's like that. Today was one of those gritty days. Talk a little bit about the game for your teammates today.
Well, I think we could have played a little bit better than we did today, and we have played better than we have today. So I think if we did a lot better than we would have today, then we would have won.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk a little about things outside of football for you. What school you go to and how's school going?
Twin Peaks, and next year I'll go to Poway High.
All right. So you guys get to all stay together, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And lastly, tell us who you are.
My name is Ethan Yang.
Okay.
And I play fullback and sometimes middle linebacker and defensive tackle and sometimes outside linebacker.
Seemed like you had a fun day sledding out there, Ethan, on both sides of the football. Talk a little bit about your play this year and how much you've enjoyed the game.
When I started playing football, I was like dumb. Didn't know any plays or anything. And now I just know every single place and just know what to do now instead of being clueless and everything.
Okay. Do you go to Twin Peaks also, or you go to another school?
I go to Twin Peaks also.
Okay. And is it Poway for you, or is it another school?
Poway.
Okay, then it's one of those things. The freshman coach is going to really like it because he knows what you guys can bring to the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, one last thing you guys would like to say collectively for the Mike?
Go Poway.
Yeah. I just want to say thanks to Coach McKellop because he really taught me like how to get in there and to be progressive in quarterback.
Okay.
I just want to thank all the coach and all my linemen for blocking, or else we wouldn't have got great runs this year.
All right. Well, thank you very much, guys, and good luck in the future in your football endeavors and in life. Thanks, guys. And we're back here with some more Wolfpack players. Tell us who you are.
Brian Boyce, number 25, play wide receiver.
Okay. Brian, seemed like it was a tough day to throw the football out there today, but both teams attempted to do that. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, we played all right. We didn't execute all our plays like we should have done, and we need more work and more training.
Well, the biggest thing is those guys know you. They played you before, so, you know, that makes it a little bit difficult too. I mean, if it's a team that doesn't know you, then you can throw some things on it. But I think you guys are well versed in playing a football game today. Talk a little bit about things outside of football for you, where you go to school and stuff like that.
I go to Newbridge. It's in Poway.
Okay. Good school over there?
Yeah. Good education.
Good.
Happy to go to school.
All right. How about where are you going to go next year?
Hopefully, I don't know, maybe Poway High. There's a couple of high schools that I've been looking at. I'm still not sure.
Your teammates being at Poway is going to help out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me talk to your next teammate, and who are you?
I'm AJ Moffitt, number 41. I play outside linebacker and right guard.
Okay. AJ, you made a big play out there, got a fumble recovery, and this game just seesawed, especially in the fourth quarter. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, we've had some troubles, especially in the fourth quarter. We've normally been a good first half team. Every now and again we'll play through the whole game, but sometimes we're just not a very good fourth quarter team. So.
And sometimes that's those are the teams that seem to be successful in the win-loss record because they find a way to win in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, like every time that we come across a good team, we'll step up and we'll play good, but every time we come to a not so good team, we won't play so good. So.
Reminds me of the old Los Angeles Rams. Outside of football for you, talk about school and other things.
I go to Twin Peaks. I'm going to go to Poway High. And school's going all right, I guess, if you don't count grades.
That's a big part.
Yeah, and that's about it.
Okay. All right, well, let me talk to your teammate and see if he's got a few words for us. Tell us who you are.
Hi, I'm Grant Martin. I'm number 60. I'm a tight end.
Okay. Again, like yourself, they had some height on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and they had some heart to go with it. Talk a little bit about your team this year and, a little bit about today's game.
Well, to start off, we were pretty good, and I know we've improved a lot throughout the season. But like AJ said, when we've come to some pretty good teams, and we've really stepped it up and played really good, but came to some not-so-good teams and played not so good.
Well, I know you guys are coached real well. Don McKillop's and a good staff, keeping you guys fired up intensity-wise. That's one of the more exciting games I've seen, and the intensity level was high in the fourth quarter I've seen in a long time and any level.
Well, yeah, it was definitely intense. The game just was back and forth the entire time, and it was a hard time holding on to the ball. It was really slippery. So.
It'll be a fun game to watch on tape if you just look at it for the entertainment value, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, talk about school outside for you.
Well, I'm another Twin Peaker, and it's Poway High all the way for me.
All right. Okay.
And, well, school, so I'm all B's right now, but, yeah.
One last thing you guys would like to say for your parents watching or anybody viewing this tape
No.
Yeah.
No. I can't think of anything right now.
All right. Well, guys, it's been fun. It's been fun last year. Been fun through the years. Good luck at Poway High School, and good luck in the future, guys.
Thank you. All right, thanks.
Back with some more squatters from Poway. Tell us who you are.
I'm Greg Flaherty, number 21, and I play flanker and defensive end.
Greg, some plays, some good plays by yourself and members of your team today. Talk a little bit about the game today.
Well, we played tough. It was a little dirty out there, but I think it came down to the condition of the field would have changed the outcome. I mean, there were fumbles back to back, and that's what really probably made the outcome. I mean,
okay.
So.
It's something that out here in Southern California you don't see too often. This is probably the muddiest game you guys have not only played this year, maybe in a long time, right?
Yeah, that's right. We're used to playing in dry weather with, where you can handle the ball better. And, I mean, both teams, we're not used to having the ball slip around so much, so.
Somewhere like in the Midwest or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tell you what, you guys still attempted to throw the football, West Coast offense style, right?
Yeah, we played them before. The outcome was a little bit better, but they might have gotten used to a little bit of our passing game. So, but they came up with a good pass at the end. So.
Great play at the end. You'd have to have a strong arm in order to make that play, and that guy obviously was said that he was one of the stronger arms in the whole league, and I guess he showed it.
Yeah, I did. It was accurate, long. I mean, it was right on the money. There was nothing too much we could have done about that.
Well, you guys go on and look towards playing in freshman football and that kind of thing, and it's going to be, I don't know if you'll see that guy again, but you're going to see guys who can throw the football, right?
Yeah, high school's a whole different story. I mean, we're going to step it up. We're going to have to try to step it up big, a lot of more training. I mean, we're going to have to execute better.
You know what it's called? It's called weight room.
Yeah, weight room. Definitely, we're going to have to hit those weights.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe not in baseball, but definitely in football. Talk about school.
I go to Twin Peaks, looking at Poway High, probably. School's going good, grades right there. Basically it.
Okay. Let me give your teammate the viewership here. You are?
Randy Ree, 86. I play safety, and I played a little bit of wideout today.
Okay. Randy, you had some fun out there. Obviously, it shows with your uniform. This is, if you take a good look at it here, this is the undershirt, the 13th annual. What does that say, actually? Walkathon, and I'm sure that was a fun thing. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, it was basically a fundraiser for our Poway Pop Warner, and it was a 5-mile walk, and after it was a carnival, and it was real fun.
And obviously, Poway football is still alive and well. I think the high school, didn't they upset somebody last night or something?
Well, I wasn't there last night, but the week before, they beat Penasquitos 47-0. So.
Okay. So Penasquitos had to take the loss somewhere along the line against Poway, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, talk a little bit about your season and what you look forward to in the future.
Well, my season was just all about progression. I wanted to get a lot better, get ready for high school, and just tried my hardest.
Okay. And you're looking forward to playing on a freshman football team?
That's right.
Okay. And what school?
Poway High.
All right. School right now, where are you going?
I'm going to Twin Peaks.
Okay. And that helps. All you guys going to Twin Peaks, huh?
That's pretty good.
All right. Let me talk to your teammate and tell us who you are.
K. Reynolds, 63. I play running back and I play corner on defense.
Kay, you're running the football, trying to do whatever you can to win this football game today, a game that went back and forth. They had the lead, but the biggest thing is you guys came back and tied it up, and then they had to try to find a way to see if they could win it. But the thing is, you guys were right there with them. I mean, it was so close. Talk a little bit about it.
Oh yeah, but it was all about the condition, and we weren't playing our hardest game. I guess this was our worst game ever, but I guess we could have done way better for this game. And
sometimes the conditions kind of change the nature of the game, but it didn't seem like you guys in the fourth quarter had any less heart that they had or any less determination to pull it out, and they had to make a spectacular play in the end to keep it from going into overtime.
Yeah, I guess so, but yeah, one of my old players said that we haven't really executed that much on the fourth quarter. We're always like first quarter and first half. We play excellent usually during those quarters, but I guess we didn't do that on this game. So,
talk a little bit about where you're going after this, what school you go to right now, and the way things are going to be in the future for you.
Well, I go to Twin Peaks, and I'm going to Poway High, and I'm going to play football there too. And school's doing pretty good, and grades are like on the borderline, but I still like school, and I'll just stick with it.
That's good. And stop by. You, like some of your teammates, going to stop by and say hello to the head coach at Poway High School, right?
Yes, we are.
I'm sure he'll be happy to see you, even the varsity coach. Let me talk to your teammate over here and tell us who you are.
I'm Matt Hannafy. I'm number 17. I play running back.
Okay. Talk about running the football today in the mud. Has this been the muddiest day you've ever had to run the football?
Well, it's my second game. I came back from a recovery of an injury in my back, and I felt that I ran the ball pretty well. I turned it up sometimes, and I ran pretty well.
So you're feeling a lot better. That's great. Coming from a back injury, those things are not good.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a lot of work. My other game was in blazing heat, or not like blazing heat, but it was pretty hot, and weather played a big role in this game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in Southern California when you're not used to this type of conditions.
Well, yeah, I think that's got to do with a lot of it, and it's pretty difficult to hold on to the ball sometimes, but yeah.
Especially when the intensity gets turned up and you guys are trying to hit and trying to take away, and they're trying to do the same thing. It's like, who's going to end up with the pigskin, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Talk a little bit about where you go to school at.
I'm going to Twin Peaks right now. Going to Poway High next year. I'm going to probably play with these guys in Poway High. And school's going great. Grades are good. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's going to be great success for you guys. And who knows, you guys keep the grades up, you guys just might make it to a higher level college. Talk one last thing collectively to your parents about the season or whatever.
Well, we put up a good fight throughout the season, came close to making the playoffs. I want to thank our coaches for always being there for us. They always told us to keep our heads high when we were down, and I just want to thank them for that.
Just like Greg said, I like to thank our coaches. Really helped us a lot in our practicing and everything. And
I would like to thank our coaches and our parents for just providing everything for us and making all this stuff fun. And
coaches and parents they really cheered us on and gave us great encouragement, and it was good.
Well, hopefully you guys like the intensity today. I'll see you on somebody else's video, big play of the week or something like that. It's been great being around you for a couple years, and good luck in the future, guys. Thank you. And back with some more Wolfpack players who played the grit today in the mud and the rain and everything. Tell us who you are.
I'm Mike Akins. I'm number 11, and I play center.
Okay. Mike, for both teams, trying to focus as a center is really difficult. What is the only way you can do it on a day like today?
You probably have to use two hands. That's what I had to do.
Mm-hmm. And, I don't know what the final count was and the fumbling statistic, but it didn't matter. It still turned out to end up being a fantastic game, and I'm glad the rain stopped, weren't you?
Yeah, it was, because I was hoping that it would stop raining, because I don't want to have to fumble the ball and make our team do up-downs on Tuesday.
I heard that. Talk a little bit about football for you, during the season, how it's evolved, and what you're looking forward to in the future with it.
I hope I play football next year in high school. Mm-hmm. This year it's been fun, even though our record's not very good, but it's okay.
You learn something from, records and things that happen negatively or adversity and stuff to be stronger in the future. And, again, you're with a different group of guys, and, it's going to be fun. So what school are you going to?
I go to Twin Peaks.
Okay. And where are you going to go?
Next year I'll go to Poway High.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck. Let me talk to your teammate.
Hi, I'm Jay Trani, number 74. Play tackle on offense and special teams.
Jay, talk a little bit about, it seems like you guys can bring it when you need to. You've obviously won more games than they did during the season, and it seems that you're going to lead to bigger and better things in the future. But talk a little bit about what it took to win the amount of games you did this year and to show some success out there.
Well, first of all, we practiced really hard. Sometimes we would not have good practice days, and you practice how you play. And today it was muddy. It was hard for us, but it's hard for both teams. They were playing on the same condition. We should have executed better, and that's about it. All the other games we've won by not quitting in the fourth quarter, which we've done sometimes.
Well, maybe you can count this one to the mud, and an extraordinary arm.
Yeah.
How's school going for you, and where are you going to go next?
Go BHMS. School's going pretty good. I'm going to Poway High, and yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
All right. Thanks, Jay. Let me talk to your teammate over here.
I'm Ryan Richter, number 66. I play offensive guard and defensive tackle. We didn't really play a very good game today. It probably shows because we didn't practice yesterday because the field was close, and it really showed in our playing.
Well, it's end of the season, so, you guys, most of you guys are still going to be seeing each other, in the future, playing football and stuff. So, you draw from a game like today.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. But we should have still done better today. It was really tough playing in the mud. And yeah, I just couldn't get through the defense or the offensive line when I was on defense because they double teamed me. Because last game I had a really great game, and they couldn't handle me. But now they fixed it.
All those films, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I go to Twin Peaks just like most of the players on our team. We plan to play next year. So my second year playing, I plan to even get better next year too.
All right. Well, I'm sure you will. Let me talk to your teammate on the far side. Come on over and say hello to us. You are?
Amina Lashkar, number 37, tight end, running back, and outside linebacker.
It seemed like you had a lot of fun today. You, like your teammates, got your uniform extremely dirty and muddy and all that kind of stuff, trying to drag tacklers with you, making big plays and stuff. But it doesn't end up with the W and stuff. And you look at it and you say, well, wait a minute, I'm competing. How come I didn't get the W? But, you got guys on the other side, and they're trying to do the same thing. But you got to draw something about today and take it with you when a game gets stuff like this before, don't you?
Yes, sir. Today, practically, it was hard to run the ball, but once you're able to keep your feet, you can practically run full speed, which I tried to do most of the time. Yeah. Though a couple times you slip and it falls, and that's basically it.
Okay. What do you look forward to in the future? What school you go to, and what high school you going to go to?
I go to Twin Peaks Middle School right now, as Ryan said, like most of our team, and in the future I hope to go to Poway High.
Okay. How's the school grades going and everything?
Pretty good. It's a little challenging, not too much.
All right. One last thing you guys collectively would like to say at the Pop Warner level?
It's been fun. This is my 7th year, and every year I've had good coaching, and that's all.
This is my 4th year. I've been on the Wolfpack for all the time, and I'd like to thank Coach Don because he's really helped coaching, and Coach Tim and all the other coaches, because I've learned a lot from them and how to play better.
Good coach. I'd like to thank the coaching staff. I'll really miss them next year. Really enjoyed playing on this team. Last year I played at the midget level too. It was a lot harder, and we had a lot worse of a season.
All right, this is my 2nd year, and I thank the coaches a lot because my first year was kind of like screwed up, but that's pretty good. And last thing I like to say is kind of cold right now.
Okay, guys, go get dry, and good luck in the future to you at Poway or whatever. In a game that you would have thought was played in Washington State somewhere, tell us who you are.
I'm Trevor the Moose Keene, number 44, and I play left tackle.
Why do they call you the Moose? You can go ahead and tell me.
I don't know. They gave it to me one day, and the coach is stuck with it.
Okay. Because you're the tallest guy on the team, biggest guy on the team?
Yep, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Well, I know one thing. You're taller than me, so you got to be pretty tall. And not that I'm tall, but, you're still going to grow, and I've already stopped. So you may have a 6 foot plus in your future. Talk a little bit about the team today, your teammates, just what it's gone into really at the Pop Warner level to learn the game, and that's really what you want to do.
Yeah. Today we could have executed a little better, but I think we did pretty good. It was muddy and rainy, and it was really hard to grip the ball and execute well. So it was just a bit harder for us today. The team tried really hard, so that's.
Where do you go?
I go to what?
What school do you go to?
Sorry, Twin Peaks.
Okay. And you're going to play football at Poway?
Yeah, freshman football.
Okay. And these days like this and stuff, you may face again, so you can bring some of that intensity and some of that knowledge of how to play in a game like this. Talk a little bit about what you look forward to.
Yeah, I look forward to a good year in high school. A real good year in high school. So.
Led by the Moose, right?
Yes, the Moose.
All right, let me talk to your teammate. Tell us who you are.
I'm Travis Keene, number 27, and I play tight end.
Okay. You know, throwing the ball, I didn't think I would see as many throws as I did for both teams today, but they still try to get the ball to somebody. And talk a little bit about the game today.
We could have definitely played better, and I think our defense did a good job overall. We had like missed tackles and stuff like that. Our offense could have stepped it up, and we could have, if we played like we played Marietta, we could have definitely beaten this team.
Okay. Well, you beat them before. You mean you could have beat them both times this year, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's the end of the season now, and you go on. What's it going to be for you? What school you go to, and what are you looking forward to in the future?
Right now I go to Twin Peaks, and I'm going to go to Poway High and play freshman football. Okay. And I just want to look forward to a game like this, only not so cold.
All right. All right, I tell you what, you guys got a bright future in front of you. And let me talk to your teammate.
I'm Jake Rayfield, number 91, and I play offensive and defensive lineman.
Okay. Again, you know, one of those games, you know, doesn't come up in the win column, but you guys get an experience that you don't often in Southern California. Talk a little bit about it.
Well, I've never seen it rain like this, like for 2 days in a row. It's really muddy, but that's part of football. You just got to play.
And it's not one of those indoor sports. It's all about the outside, and it could happen like this. What do you look forward to in the future? What school you go to, and how are things going over there?
Well, I go to Twin Peaks, and I'm looking forward to playing freshman ball at Poway High. All right. Yeah.
If you guys all play at Poway High, I'm telling you what, they're going to be looking pretty good, that freshman football team, and then on up into JV and varsity. One last thing you guys would like to say for your parents or anybody yourselves watching this?
Thank you, cheerleaders, the parents, and especially the coaches.
All right.
I just want to thank the coaches because they've never quit on us, and that's really good.
I'd like to thank the parents because I'm very supportive, and the coaches. I learned a lot this year. It's just good.
All right. Well, guys, thank you very much, and good luck going to Poway High School, and take care. All right. The last three, but definitely not the last three on the football team, because it takes a full complement of guys to get the job done, and so close today. Tell us who you are.
I'm Luke Turner, number 20, and I play offensive tackle.
Okay. You know, again, it's tough in the mud and in the rain to make the ground game go, but you guys, through the course of the game and in the final statistics, got some sort of ground game going, and it made it fun. It really did.
It was really fun, but we didn't play our hardest, and we got a lot of fumbles, and we could have played hard and we beat them, but that didn't happen today.
Well, you know, I saw the high school football games on KUSI, and they had, you know, fumbles from high school players and stuff like that in inclement weather like this, because it's been raining, like one of your teammates mentioned, for 2 days. It's just one of those things in the game of football. That's why they call it. That's why the ball is shaped the way it is, and it's a pigskin.
Yeah. It was really fun in the mud, slipping around, and you couldn't really get your blocks, and you fell down a lot. It was real fun.
All right. What school you go to, and talk about how things are going there.
I go to Twin Peaks. It's going good, and I'm going to go to Poway High next year.
All right. One of the great things you guys are going to like is you know each other, and obviously you're going to all attempt to make the team and just make that thing stronger. Let me talk to your teammate over here. Tell us who you are.
I'm Kellen Miller. I play offensive guard and defensive tackle.
All right. Well, Kellen, you made, I think you had, what did you have? Fumble recovery, one a batted down play. You had, you like some of your teammates, at these positions that had to make plays, made plays today, and it just fell a little short. Talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, we're not used to playing in the mud, but we still could have did better. We got fumble recoveries, but we didn't pull out and win. We could have did.
Where do you go to school at, and talk about your future aspirations in the game of football?
I go to Meadowbrook Middle School, and I'm thinking about playing next year, the high school, Poway.
Okay.
And my grades are pretty good.
Good. Okay, well, let me talk to your teammate, and he's been waiting, and tell us who you are.
I'm Austin Connery, number 47.
Okay.
I'm offensive line.
Again, I've been doing this for you guys for a couple of years. I had the opportunity, being so fortunate and stuff. It's going to be sad to see you guys at the end of this Pop Warner thing, but I know you guys are going to be doing well. Talk a little bit about the future for you and what you look forward to.
Well, hopefully we get to play high school ball, get to have some fun there, beat some other cities again.
I hope so. I hope all of you guys end up continuing on past freshman football, because that's where I stopped. Talk a little bit about that.
Maybe we'll get to varsity if we're good enough. Maybe even go to college, get a scholarship, and you go to UCLA or something.
It's a fun game, isn't it?
Yeah, very fun. Until it starts raining, it gets really muddy, and you get lots of fumbles.
That makes the game even more interesting. Guys, one last thing you'd like to say for your coaches, for your parents who followed you through this whole Pop Warner tour?
I just like to thank them for all the support they've given me for 5 years of this.
I just want to thank the coaches and the cheerleaders and the parents for all the support they've given us to get where we are now.
I just like to thank the coaches and the parents. Just been with us all the way through, and they were very supportive.
I'd like to thank you guys for being with us in George Landman Video Sports Productions, and good luck in the future, you guys, playing at Poway or whatever high school you go to. Good luck, guys. Greg Porter back here with the head coach, Don McKillop. And Don, it's been fun. I get this chance yearly, and today you end up a little bit short, but again, you guys will continually bring it out there on the field, lay it on the line, and see what you can come up with. And it fell so short today, but it wasn't because of any lack of effort or lack of heart. It just they made a great play at the end, and they were able to win. Talk about the season and this game today.
Well, the game today, our kids played with a lot of character, a lot of effort. They've been playing that way this whole season long. We've got over half our kids are first-year players. We've got some kids who have been with me for 5, 6, 7 years, but over half of them this year are first-year players at the midget level. And to see the progress they've made from the first game till now is just phenomenal. They never quit today. We didn't quite execute the way we're capable of, and that was disappointing. They made a couple plays when they had to, and we didn't, and that cost us the ball game. But the kids, the effort they put out, I've been real proud of how we've progressed. Last weekend we lost to a team, a very good team that is in the playoffs now, and we lost 8-6. And those guys last year, the bulk of that team went to Florida to play for the national championship. And our kids, with all the first-year guys, played them, and we almost pulled off the win. And we had a last-second pass last weekend that had we brought it down, we'd be in the playoffs. So the progress we've made from week 1 till now has just been leaps and bounds, and all these kids are really playing good football right now. And sometimes you fall short, and I think today maybe there was a little bit of letdown in the intensity level, but I don't think they ever quit. I just think that we didn't play as well as we have in the last couple weeks against some really good teams, and that happens when you're in the playoff run and you're trying to get there. And like I said, the character of these guys is great. The effort was phenomenal. The inclement weather, and the kids just kept trying to get the job done. So they really never quit. And that's one thing we stress all year long: never quit, never stop. Always try to go for the win, and go for it at the last minute, and we did. And we just fell a little short today.
Compete in any sport. If you're not ready to compete, it's going to show, and you probably won't be playing that sport for very long. And you've got a bunch of kids that have come out and competed year after year, and it showed out there.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm real happy with the effort these kids have put in and the progress they've made. I mean, just if we go back and watch game films, I remember one of our first scrimmages, and we got killed by a team that I think today we'd probably beat. And these guys have taken a while to learn football, and they've learned well, and they're playing hard. And I mean, they're one of the hardest hitting teams out there. I got a coach from one of the playoff teams, who's actually the #1 seed team in our level, was at our game last week scouting and told some other coaches that nobody wants to play us because we were peaking, and they were afraid of us in the playoffs. And they saw the progress our kids have made. And we've played some good teams really well. We played an undefeated team 3 weeks ago, and we were up 12-8 at halftime and just fell slightly short on them. And they were a very good squad, had been together for years. So the progress we've seen and the character and the effort and the heart from these guys has been incredible.
When you talk about playing in a game like this, I mentioned the state of Washington, other states where there's a lot of rain, the football, the field conditions are bad, and you're trying to hold on to the ball. What do you tell them at the end of a game like this as far as to take with them in the future?
Well, in terms of weather, both teams play under the same conditions, so, you can't use that as an excuse, but it would be nice to occasionally play in weather like this. I always tell my guys that when it rains like this, the football gods are smiling because this is good football weather. I mean, I grew up in western Pennsylvania, and we played in the rain and the mud and the snow, and it's fun to play in this kind of weather. Yesterday it rained and our practice field got closed because the city doesn't allow us to use the field when it gets wet like this. It would have been great to have a practice like this and get ready for these conditions, but they wouldn't let us play. So, you tell them, look, you just keep trying, working, plugging, and there's more games left this season. We'll have a couple invitationals coming up. We got invited to another team's invitational next weekend, ours in 2 weeks, and then hopefully we'll finish the game on a couple of bowl games. So
the pads are still not put away for the gray and green, right?
Oh no. We're gearing up. These guys signed up to play football. We're going to get them as many games as we can and let them have some fun and get out and play football.
All right. Well, Don, it's always good again to see you and to call you guys as your team's games. And you say that off camera that you might take a year off. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, most of these guys are probably going to play on the freshman team next year, so I'm probably going to take a year off and at least watch those guys play and enjoy that and see how they do, and then we'll see what happens from there. I may come back and coach another Pop Warner team, but for now I think I'll probably take next year off and kind of watch these guys play at the freshman level. And I've got some kids I've coached who will play JVs next year as well, so I'll watch some of the high school stuff and see how that goes, and maybe I'll come back and do it again.
It's always fun to watch the progression of guys in high school, and I've been able to do that myself. And good luck in the future again, Don. I'll shake your hand, and I hope you enjoy this tape, and hopefully we see you out there again, head coaching, and you call us up on Jordan Landerman Video Sports Productions.
Thanks a lot. You guys have been doing this for us this is my 7th year as a head coach and 8th year coach of football, and you guys have done it every year. We've enjoyed your tapes. So.
Well, we're proud to be able to do it. Thanks, Don.
All right, thanks again.
And that's going to do it here, where the final score, it was 12-6 in favor of the Rancho Penasquitos Marauders over the Poway Wolfpack. We hope you enjoyed all the intense action in the game, despite the inclement conditions, but that's football. I'm Greg Porter for George Landerman Video Sports Productions saying take care of yourself and God bless. Until next time.